Okay, we're going to try this once again, and hopefully some outside telemarketer doesn't interfere with my fucking video once more. Hello, welcome back to Big Bacon's Collection. I'm your host, Big Bacon. So today we're going to be looking at the Star Wars Black Series, Solo, a Star Wars story, Han Solo, as played by Alden Ehrenreich. I probably butchered the last name, but oh well. All in all, Solo had its issues. If you look at it as a standalone story, it's not terrible. But the fact that it's an iconic Star Wars character that it's portraying, it's not great. So as always, we're going to look at the accessory, we're going to look at the figure, check the articulation, gear him up, and get him on the shelf. He comes with the iconic Han Solo blaster, done in a dark gunmetal. Sculpting on this thing is incredible. I got most of the bend out of it. There's a little bit of paint detail here on the grip. I mean, this is one of those things that it's part of the character. You cannot do the character without doing this. And they did pretty damn good with it. Moving on to the figure. Does this look like Han Solo? No. Alden Ehrenreich, Alden, that's what I'm going to call him from now on because it's shorter and easier to say. Alden, this looks like Alden. Now, Alden kind of resembled Han Solo. The problem with trying to cast a new, younger actor to play a younger version of an iconic, older character, you're not going to nail it. It's just not going to happen. One of two things will happen. You'll get somebody who looks exactly the part, but they won't have the speech pattern, the mannerisms, any of the small details. Or you're going to get somebody who can act the part perfectly, who uses the right vocal inflection, the right wordage, the pronunciation of everything, who moves and acts like the character but doesn't quite look like them. I think the latter is more of what we had in this case. I think he played the part quite well, but the look was not perfect. So, but I am a firm believer in not letting bad media ruin a good figure, and that's what we're here to determine right now. So, face-wise, the paint is on there quite nicely. And we don't have that overly abundant shine factor going on. As far as the hair goes, the sculpt is really good. Painted nicely. Only issue I have with the paint here is the bottom of the sideburn here isn't quite painted in. Neck has that slightly chalky appearance, and the line where the shirt ends is not great. So he's wearing a double-breasted black shirt. Looks damn good. He's got a brown overcoat with a darker color shoulders. Now the color matching between the arms and the overlay is actually pretty good. Hasbro typically has an issue matching those perfectly, but in this case, it turned out not all that bad. Does look like there's a little bit of wash to it, bringing out some of the details for the lower points in the wrinkling. I do have a bit of a paint line issue up here along this dark edge, especially along the back here. You can see it kind of shot under. This thing up on his chest here, painted pretty good. Now for some reason, I have a paint smudge here. I can't figure out, for the life of me, I'm thinking it rubbed off on the bottom of that. But what it's doing way down here, no clue. I guess if I push hard enough, it'll get right up there to it. Oh well. Hands are, well, they're hands. Okay, he's wearing a darker color trouser. Has a typical brown leather belt holding those trousers up. The pants have the Corellian blood stripe on each side, which is done fairly well. Although over here on the left side, In the top, we've got more of a line than we do the dashing that goes the rest of the way down. Pegs, of course, are going to ruin that. This side looks like the same issue. The lines get real close together up here along the top side. The belt, I like the color of the belt. Very similar to what his jacket color is. They did a lot of paint detailing on this belt. The buckle is in silver, buttons are in silver, but as you can see, when they dabbed on the silver paint on the buttons, they just kind of went wide with it, and it kind of went everywhere. This item here on his side is painted nicely, well, fairly nicely. You can see the lines aren't quite straight on it, and didn't quite cover the entire section back here. These buttons are off center all the way around. Comes down to a holster for his blaster. The holster is a separate piece, but it's glued to the molded strap on the leg. This strap here is part of the sculpt. All the way down to some black boots. And these boots are looking pretty damn good. I would wear these boots. These are purdy boots. So articulation-wise, he's got just a ball joint up in the head. So looking up, because of the hair and the collar, he looks eye level. Looking down, he can look at your shoes, not his own. Little bit of tilt, which is important for a Han Solo. And some rotation. Arm will come up to actually above 90. Rotate all the way around. Single jointed pinless elbow. Will rotate at that elbow. Rotation at the hands. Horizontal hinging on the left. Vertical on the right, but because of the way the sleeve cuffs, you don't get a whole lot of movement with that vertical hinge. We've got a mid-torso cut for rotation. No real front and back or side to side. The legs only kick outward that far. Come forward a full 90. Back a little bit. Thigh cuff for rotation. We have a double jointed pinned knee, which does get some great range to it. So there is no boot cut. There is no knee rotation. The foot does hinge back that far, forward that far. Front-facing pin for rocker. So, I'm thinking, I want to see how this looks. Yeah, it looks awfully small for the blaster. But once you get it in there and you get it closed, yeah, it's looking pretty good. How to pose him. I'm thinking I'm a little teacup should work. You know, part of me almost went online. Anybody who's watched The Fwoosh, who knows Robo, knows he's got a custom Robo on this body. And part of me thought about, because years ago I actually saw that custom head available online. At the time I had no idea who the hell Robo from The Fwoosh was. Now that I'm actually interested in finding it, I can't find the link to save my life. But oh well. For now, this is working perfectly fine for what it is. So, what do you say we go ahead, take a moment, and get this guy up on the shelf. Do. And there you have it. Once again, thanks for tuning in. Be sure to subscribe, like, share, comment, hit that notification bell, and I'll see you all next time.